Have you ever seen someone so charismatic? He's got badass female rappers like this. Acting like little fangirls. Literally fangirling like no fangirl has ever fangirled before. This is wild, man.
Daddy, chill.
뭔가 남신 같은 느낌?
밥 안 먹어도 배부를 것 같아요, 이제부터.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
사랑합니다.
Well, the man that you're watching is none other than Korean R&B artist Dean.
안녕하세요. 저는 R&B 아티스트 딘입니다.
Named after his idol James Dean for his cool, calm demeanor. Dean, whose real name is Kwang Hyuk, is a South Korean alternative R&B singer, songwriter, rapper, and record producer.
저 25이에요, 오늘. 올해. 어머. 네, 올해. 어머.
Or you could just use the easy button.
견제하지 마.
In this video, we're going to explore why Dean is so universally loved by women and men, and what you can learn from his behavior patterns that you can use in your own life. Of course, first we have to address the elephant in the room. The dude is straight up good looking, and his musical talents off the charts. So the question you're probably thinking is, Giovanni, will this even apply to me as an average guy? I would argue yes, because there are plenty of good looking artists with a lot of musical talent, and while having loyal fans, garner a lot of hate and disrespect because of their behavior. And I would argue too, Dean wasn't always good looking. In fact, he kind of looked like a dork. His first audition wasn't that much better. And this is where our first lesson begins, which is respect the process of searching for your ideal image. As you're crafting an image, you're going to make mistakes. Dean's professional career kicked off at the age of 16 when he started performing as an underground rapper. It was here where he started honing not only his musical skill set, but also his style and his image. You can see the experimentation in fashion as he started wearing different clothing, different piercings, different hairstyles. Every guy who has had a successful publicly facing career has crafted an image. Some people call it a glow up. Sure, if you're younger and going through puberty, but even if you're already an adult, trying to figure things out, it's never too late to become what you could have been. Tony Robbins would say in his self-development seminars, "You think I created just Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins? You think he just came out of nowhere? I created this motherfucker. In order to get out of pain, I was living in a small studio apartment, overweight, broke, and I needed to become this other person to reach my destiny."
Perfect. Everything.
So, when you first start to experiment crafting your image, it's okay, you're going to make mistakes. God knows I have. Fashion blowouts, people staring weirdly at me, maybe even a little bit of ridicule. But eventually, if you keep experimenting, you're gonna find out what works for you. I was a dork, and then after experimenting for a few months, I started noticing people reacting different to me. I started giving care to my hairstyle, my skin, how I came across to the world. And the key here is that I felt like I was representing myself in a way that I wanted, rather than what the world wanted me to be. Not copying others, but adapting to other styles and seeing what worked and fit for my own personality. And if I can do it as a dorky 23-year-old virgin, I believe you can too. The second reason that Dean is so universally loved by women is because he doesn't believe his own hype.
신기한 것 같아요. 보면서도 좀 안 믿기는 기분이고.
Dean is humble to a fault, never relying on outside influences for his own happiness. He could have easily released more music during the peak of his career and made more money. He could have capitalized more in the K-pop blow-up back then, but instead he focused on creating great music. One user even said, "I've never heard a bad song coming from Dean. Every single song is well-crafted, high quality, and well-made." He seems unbothered by the trends and the happenings of the music industry, and instead, he's just loyal and thankful to his fans. He's so concerned about his fans. In fact, he was bothered by their well-being because the weather was too hot.
여러분들 너무 감사드리고 이 더위를 물러가게 할 수 있는 시원한 공연 보여드릴게요. 감사합니다.
Unlike American artists who sometimes are full of themselves or ignore their fans or take them for granted.
How you been, bro?
What's up, big guy?
Reason number 3 Dean is so well loved and well received is that he redefined his own win conditions. What does that mean? Unlike most American artists who are going hard and showing how cool you are, how hard you can go,
I was on opioids. I was addicted to opioids. I had plastic surgery because I was trying to look good for y'all.
Stop it. Get some help.
with the exception of Little Dicky,
And we're shooting a music video all about how we can make the most epic rap video ever for no money.
Dean chooses instead to use the genre to redefine what he believes to be cool, to be gentle, and making that the cool thing to do.
전 시즌에 이은 그런 파급력이라고 해야 되나요? 무조건 세지 않고도
Thus, hip-hop R&B doesn't have to be violent or all about acting tough. As I said in my other videos as well, one of the keys to authenticity and getting what you want in life is that you don't have to be alpha, but you have to be real. And I think no one embodies this better in the K-pop industry than Dean. Reason number 4 Dean is so loved is that he nurtured his talent. He wasn't always this good. His musical talent grew over time.
Told you I loved you, you told me you might. Tell me why you frowning, baby.
If you don't think you have talent right now, ask yourself, what's something that you've always been pulled towards rather than pushing and forcing things? What was something you gravitated towards naturally since you were little? Robert Greene has a good analogy for finding your calling, and here's a short clip from his video.
You were born as an individual, completely unique. The DNA that comprises who you are has never existed in the millions of years of evolution and will never exist in the future. It is completely who you are. Your experiences as you grow up from 1 year and on is unique in the world. Nobody ever in the past or future will have exactly your experiences. And if you cultivate that seed, if you cultivate that uniqueness, you discover your life's task.
Reason number 5 Dean is so loved and so charismatic is this. He limits his public exposure. That's right, Dean doesn't give that many interviews. The ones that I found were actually hard to find. His Instagram, like his songs, leaves a lot to the imagination. He's not like the Twitch streamer or YouTuber who shares everything in their vlogs of what he's up to, where he's eating, and his personal life. He's a recluse and a private person. When asked what type of girls he liked, all he said was this.
저는 연상연하는 아직 안 가리는데요. 그냥 약간 귀여운 스타일 좋아하는 것 같아요.
How cute is that? Cool, elegant, gentle, leaving it up to your imagination. He lets his work do the talking, okay? The opposite of some R&B artists here in America.
I might have to move it now that they know it's in the Lambo. I'll leave it like that right now, but I'll get back and I'll move it around.
Naturally, when women meet him, their imagination runs wild. He's not rushed at all, refusing to rely on fame or what's hot right now for his own ego. Of all the Korean artists I've listened to, I genuinely believe he's truly in love with the art form. And given his surprise of drops and creative collaborations, it's possible that he could release something unannounced pretty soon, or be surprisingly featured on some other artist's drop or album. In the meantime, we can relive his songs and his coolness by going to his channel, Dean TRBL. TRBL, which stands for Trouble, a nod to his 2016 EP, 130 Mood TRBL.